Hello, YouTube. Here we go again. My name is Camila, and I'm gonna be the host from this conversation. This is another English immersion, and I am here with my friend Andrea, one of my best friends in this platform. And before we start, just a short explanation what is Talk and Talk and what we are doing here. This is not a current class. This is just an immersion in a natural environment when you can put what you know in practice without feeling judged or worry about your mistakes because we think that mistakes can help us to improve, to enhance, or to achieve a different level of our English. And then if you want to try different language as French and Spanish, you can know more and enjoy this platform. And we always start here with the self-presentation. So Daya, if you want to try something different and introduce yourself, please.
Okay, let's try it. So, good evening, guys. My name is Andrea. It's so difficult for me to change my presentation because all the time I try to think in something new, but I think my life is so monotonous sometimes. But I can share with you that I am an only child, and I remember that I used to ask to my mom to give me a brother, and I really don't know why about it should be a brother. What else that I can share something different? Um, I can say that I am passionate to music. I started not learning because I don't know nothing about anything about music, but I started listening to music when I was a child because of my mom. My mom is an inspiration for me because she has a really good taste from music, thank God, and I could observe it. So since then, I've been listening a lot of music and something that I can't live without. I can pass, for example, 1 year without watching TV, but without listening to music, I can't. So it's really interesting to think about that. And something silly, but I would like to share with you today. Something different as well about
Yeah.
myself.
So does your mom like rock music or not?
Yeah, she likes you too. For example,
Oh, really?
yes, the Beatles.
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my
Simple
gosh.
Red. So
Oh my
not
gosh.
a lot of bands that I like, but she has a good taste.
Nice, nice. I guess this can be something that we grow up listening this music, right? And I
Yes.
remember, I don't know the name of the band. The guy use a piercing. Do you remember this guy? The video clip was black and white and saying I love you. Da, da.
Ah,
Oh,
yes, the extreme.
oh my gosh. Every time that I listen this song, I remember because my sister was just born and I
Hmm.
was 7. And I remember my parents listen this song and watching the video clip.
Hmm.
And all the time I remember this guy and the music, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this was a good period in my life. And then I don't know what happened. This music it can build the memories, a memory, I guess something
Yes.
right related to this, right? So I
Yes.
always
For
remember the.
For me, it's really strong the relation that I have with memories and songs, because there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of songs that makes me remind me someone, a specific one. Oh, if I
Yeah.
listen in this song, I will remember you, or this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting, because some movies can bring it for us, but I believe that the music it's stronger.
Yeah, I have the same as you. I have the same. I all the time I remember someone when I listened something and I felt like sometimes I felt happy and then most of the time nostalgic, because you are
Yeah.
thinking about the past and then you but nowadays I don't know what's happening. I don't used to listen to much music. I just watch it movies and series, not too much, I guess, podcasts. And I don't used to listen to much music inside of my house. It's rarely to have this music. My mom was yesterday listening
Hmm.
something here. but it's not often. I don't know what's happening. I change a little bit about it. I cannot say for you like I listened something today. No,
Mm.
I don't know what's happening. I don't have this habit anymore. But I guess this is a sad thing because it's so good because music has a power to change our
Yeah.
mood, our vibe. So I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree. But maybe it can be because we are so focused on learning English, get
Yeah.
better in English, and then we try to put other things in our routines, right? Because I remember a time that I put music aside just to listening
Mm,
podcast in English, I was like that, so fixed and improve my
yes.
listening skills, and I forget about listening music. But nowadays I return my routine to listening music every day. It's really good.
Yes. And because of it, every time that I got a Uber and I listened some music, I felt like, oh my gosh, I need to come back to listen music because I at Alpha FM, sometimes we have this
Mm-hmm.
radio and I can listen good music there and I felt
Yes.
so nostalgic and I need to try again. So I need to put it again in my routine, the
Yeah.
power of music, I think.
Yeah.
Let's move on. There, let's talk about the power and risk of obsession. You said it that you loved this topic, but let's figure it out the reasons. Do you want to start the first question?
Yes. Let's go. Have you ever been deeply obsessed with something? A goal, a skill, a dream? What impact did that obsession have in your life? Yeah, I like it so much, this topic, when I took a look on the planner because I want to share about my English. I just
Okay.
think that because I believe that I am right now obsessed to be better speaking
Mm-hmm.
English.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I consider that I am a little obsessed can impact my life in a positive way. Because since I returned to studying English
Mm-hmm.
in 2019, I think has been changing in somehow, because I met a lot of people, different people, um, and I consider that I've been improving other areas of my life, other parts of
Okay.
my life, So just because the English, just because I want to be fluent, just because I want to travel around the world. Of course, I am thinking about to to get a better job. My
Mm-hmm.
dream is to find a better job where I can speak in English every day. Could,
Okay.
could be amazing. So maybe this obsession that I have are pushing myself to achieve my goals, to
Mm-hmm.
work hard for that. And it's good, in my opinion. Of course, there are the other type of obsession that can be not good, but when you have something in mind that moves you forward, it's
Mm-hmm.
completely amazing. You think about that.
Yes, I agree with you, and I guess I can share the same because I don't know about you, but I am the first one in my family who is able to speak in English. And if I am here practicing at 9 p.m. or on Sunday, because I had immersion on Sunday, and people don't understand this.
Mhm.
Like, why are you teaching? You are a teacher? Are you a teacher? What are you doing? I had a friend, and she asked me about the trip. She said, "But you need to start to work with English, right? Not just studying." And I said to her, "No, but this is not my goal about English, you know. I'm just studying because I want to be better. Maybe try to get a proficiency test, maybe in the future." I was thinking about it today. I don't know. And then English becomes something that change everything. As you
Yes.
said, this is not only about English. This is not about a class. And we cannot see the end of it. Like next year, I will stop to study English because I am good on it. No.
No.
And then it's hard to explain from the others. I don't have a support team around me that I can content with. Like I am here studying, and then people always ask me, "But why? Are you still studying English?" And then it's hard to explain, yes, I am studying English. And how about you? Tell me about your plans. And it's hard to say that maybe it's not an obsession. This can became a hobby or something that
Mhm.
we want to be better, but we want to be better as a person, as a wife, as a girlfriend. And this, I guess, this is part of our process. Of course, we have English, and I felt really proud when I can read something in English, for example. And I walk on the street and then I can see something. I remember during the weekend, uh, there was something about the war,
Mhm.
and there was a foreign channel on YouTube, and people asked me, "Please, Camila, translate this because I cannot understand." And I said, "Okay, I will try to do it." And people used to make jokes about it. "Oh, please translate this," but
Mhm.
this is so good for me. I can translate something that is happening right now about the war,
Mhm.
and they don't see like, oh, you need to get money for that. Maybe, but it's not my goal. I just want to be
Yes.
better. I'm not in a place that I want to get money for my English. No, I just want to be better, and I just want to have this conversation with you in a different language and to be understandable. Sometimes I
Yes.
say something, I was thinking about this last immersion. Sometimes I say something, in the end, I realize that you understand. And I felt like, oh my gosh, she did it. She get it, what I want to say. And this is so good because in my mind, sometimes not so clear. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
you said, oh, I got it. I got your point. And then I felt like, oh my gosh, maybe I am good in trying to communicate myself in another language, you know? So
Mhm.
I
Yeah, it's
guess,
interesting, Camila, that you said because I think I made this question for you. Maybe are we living in a bubble? I think I
yes.
ask it for you, because people, as you said, people don't understand why we love studying English.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say love because for me it's like
It's like a love.
it's love.
Yeah.
I don't know because I always say the same thing. I wish I could have the same motivation
Mm-hmm.
to study in English, to study other things, and I can't explain it,
Yeah.
because if you put me in front of the computer since 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. to study in English, I will do it like a smile in my
Mm-hmm.
face, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But to study other thing, I don't have the same focus, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. So maybe, and okay, my goal is really simple. I want to be fluent. I want to, not fluent, but I want to speak better without thinking so much, without forgetting the words, like using the grammar correctly. I believe
Mm-hmm.
this is, can be fluent in my point of view, not
Mm-hmm.
speak like a native. I am not trying
Yeah.
to be a native, and we need to be clear when we talk about that because Brazilian people think about, oh, if you are fluent, you need to talk about like a native. And no, it's not like that
Yeah.
because we can consider that we are fluent in English because
Mm-hmm.
I am speaking, you are understanding me, and the same, vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people don't understand. And for example, when we see a lot of people, other people, for example, so focused on going to the gym
Mm-hmm.
to get a better body, can
Mm-hmm.
be an obsession as well. And maybe we cannot understand. So just a situation that we can compare,
Mm-hmm.
but people don't ask you all the time, oh, maybe you should work in like in a gym or, being a
Yeah.
teacher. Why
Or being
people,
a physioculturist, I guess, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And people ask it for us all the time. Oh, maybe you should working, I don't know, be a teacher. No, I don't want to be a teacher. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to have connections, traveling and be independent,
Yeah.
without concern if, oh, maybe I want to go to a place and I will not understand the language and
Mm-hmm.
have some problems. No, I just want to be free,
Mm-hmm.
like to do everything that I want.
Yes.
But it's really difficult.
Yeah. Have you ever watched this movies, this YouTube channel like, do you speak in English? And the person need to answer really quick, like if you are walking on the street and then
I
yes,
I
yes.
think it's so. It's a Brazilian guy, not because
Yes, it is
yeah.
from Florianopolis, if
Ah,
not.
yeah,
Yes.
I follow him.
Yeah.
Do you speak
And
English? Yeah.
yeah, and then
So
people say, no,
so.
no, no. And then, in your opinion, what would be your answer if you saw the girl and say, do you speak in English? What do you think would be
Yes, I
your
do.
answer? Oh, nice.
Yes,
Really,
I
for
do.
sure?
For
Yes.
sure.
Oh my gosh,
Yes, I do.
nice. Because I think all the time I would say like, oh, maybe yes, maybe no. Yes,
No,
I would
Camila,
say
you
that.
speak in
Yes.
English. You need to say yes, I do.
Can you imagine? Like, oh, yes. And she always said, in a rate in 1 to 10, how would you
Yes.
rate your English? What do you think there? It's your English
Oh, I am really humble, but maybe I would rate my English like 6.
6? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, come on.
Yes. Because I don't know, I saw someone once in this channel that spoke very well, very, very well,
Okay.
and the person rated the level like 6, 7, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, this kind of person, with this English, like rate his level with 6. Why am I with my humble English will rate more than that? So maybe 6,
Mhm.
I would say, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because like always says, oh, we don't need, and then it's not necessary to judge the other, but we do it. You
Yeah.
don't do it when you saw this kind of video, when you see this video, for example.
Hmm.
Oh, this guy said that the English is 10, but he
Yeah.
didn't know anything. So
Yes.
maybe people can do the same with me. So
Yes,
I
I
will
guess.
put a little law.
So, in your opinion, your English, it's a kind of obsession for you in a good
Yes,
way, in a good way,
in a
not
good way, for sure.
okay. And what do you think that can what do you think you need to change to achieve a different level of your English in your life, for example?
Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I get frustrated, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I think I am trying to improve my English every day for a long time.
Okay.
And sometimes I catch myself making the same mistakes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and I know where I need to improve, but I
Mm.
can't.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
don't know why I can't. Maybe I needed to change the way that I speak. For example, I believe that I speak a little quickly
Mm-hmm.
because I believe that I speak a little quickly in Portuguese as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, to speak is louder, no, slowly in
Mm-hmm.
English is like different because I don't speak in this way in Portuguese. Can you
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
But I know that if I start speaking slowly,
Mm-hmm.
I can I will have time to
Okay.
formulate the phrase, to thinking about the grammar, to formulate the phrase properly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
not just open my mouth and start speaking the words that comes.
Okay.
I
Yes.
know that I need to improve in this way, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can improve a little my English. But it's my idea, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you feel the same, if you can see it that I am saying for you. Maybe you can see the other thing that I need to improve, but now I think it could it can be better for me
Mm-hmm.
to speak slowly and try to think more about the grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's hard to do it. All the time that I try, I fail, you know?
Yes, I think I understand your point because when I was at school abroad and we need to answer some questions, like here, like in immersion, I say to you, but was silly questions about food and about culture, about I don't know, something silly, not so deep question as we have
Mhm.
here. And every time that I was preparing my mind to answer, I was thinking about the grammar. I
Mhm.
must to say it like this and that, and then my answer could be better because I
Mhm.
had a moment to think. Because teacher asked for fulano, la 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 la. In this moment, I was processing my answer like, oh, I can say that and that and that. That's okay. And then when it was my time to answer, I was a little bit prepared for it. Like was like
Mhm.
putting the grammar in the right place, and then I could answer it in a good way, in a
Mhm.
properly way. Of course, I
Mhm.
made mistakes, but I could think before. And I guess here we don't think too much about before we start to answer. We are just speaking like a crazy people. There
Mhm.
was a guy in my class. He was a Mexican guy, and sometimes he start to speak like us here. And
Mhm.
teacher said, "I got your point. Try to say everything again using grammar." And he frozen like, but I don't know what I said. And she say,
Mhm.
Say again, using put grammar, put the pronunciation correctly." And then he felt like upset because
Mhm.
he said, "But I will lose my way to speak." And
Mhm.
she say, You said everything correctly, but you use grammar right now." It was like, oh my gosh. And then I need to think twice because my teacher was hard there.
Mhm.
And then I
Wow.
remember a silly mistake that I made. Like I was talking with a girl and she asked me, "What do you have in common?"
Mhm.
And I said, "We love travel." And she said, "We love traveling." And
Yeah.
I say, "Oh my gosh, Camila, this is not the kind
Yes.
of mistake." And I spent days thinking about this, love traveling, traveling. And then everything was okay. But until now, I think about my mistakes. It was
Mhm.
so silly. And we have this opportunity here to put like, if I ask you something, this is your favorite song. I can say, is this your favorite song, Andrea?
Yes.
If you think 1 second before, you can
Yeah.
say the phrase correctly. But we just start to speaking without realizing the grammar, and then this can change everything. Because if I am speaking with you and you said does, la la la, does he, blah blah blah, and I can say, okay, Andrea is speaking in a good English, and then I need to pay attention in my English,
Mhm.
and then I have
Uh-huh.
this with some people here.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just speak and I know that I know the grammar,
Mhm.
but I forgot about
Yeah.
to use it. Of course, in a daily conversation, we don't need to pay attention, but I guess here we could take this moment, just 1 second, I guess, to think about it. And I think you are doing it
Mhm.
nowadays. I was pay attention in your answers, and then you start to say, and then you correct yourself. Like
Mhm.
I think you are doing it. Since I don't know, since I come back,
Mhm.
I realized that you are trying to change your mind about the grammar.
Yeah, yeah, I try to do it, but I think I am always failing in somehow,
Yeah.
because For example, yesterday in the presentation,
Mm-hmm.
I know that after keep, we need to use the verb in ing.
Okay.
Like, as you said about love, we need to use the verb in ing
Okay.
or to love, Well,
Mm-hmm.
what else? And then I noticed that I didn't use, but I know that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know that I need to use. And why I
Okay.
didn't use?
Yeah.
So sometimes we forget about that. Not that we forget, it's about emotion as well, when
Mm-hmm.
we are afraid of something. I don't know, we lost this possibility, the ability to think more. And for example, you said about we are in a right place to put our English in practice. Of course, I agree with you. But sometimes, but for example, sometimes we don't have the opportunity as a host, mainly
Mm-hmm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
host, to thinking about, I don't know about you, but to thinking about our grammar, if you, the way that you need to put your grammar, because it's the most important, it's to listening the other people that are talking.
Mm-hmm.
For example,
Mm-hmm.
we are having this conversation. If while I am talking, you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about the next answer and
Mm-hmm.
trying to put the grammar there, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
lose what I am talking. And we need
Mm-hmm.
to pay attention in each other.
Yeah.
So this is a point that can be hard for us as a
Mm-hmm.
host sometimes
Mm-hmm.
to use the grammar correctly.
Good.
Okay, because we need to listen in the others, because the
Mm-hmm.
connection is listening and maybe ask other questions that is not here, because oh,
Mm-hmm.
I answer something and oh, you can make a new question with my answer. But to
Mm-hmm.
do it, you need to listening,
Yeah.
so for me it's a little hard because I can't thinking about my answer,
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yes. I remember, I don't know who was the person. I don't remember. But I remember that I was here in an immersion. I was the host, and the guy was talking about her wife,
hmm
his wife, sorry, his wife. And then in my mind, I was like, I need to ask him if his life speaking English. And then I was like, but how can I say that? And the guy was speaking about the question. And then I said, I could use like, but your wife speaking English like this. I could put an intonation, but
hmm
I know that it was incorrect. And then I said, Camila, put the grammar, use the grammar as my teacher. And I said, does your wife speak in English? And then I felt like, yes, Camila, use the grammar because we felt so excited about the questions here all
yeah,
the time. And imagine it's so good when you can see someone speaking, and I don't know about you, but I can feel the different, like
yes,
someone who it's putting the grammar in the right place, and then you felt like, oh my gosh, I need to pay attention to my grammar because this person is like uh, I don't know, a shark in this
yeah.
grammar. And then I felt like, Camila, you have the ability to speak in a different level, but we are just speaking a normal way as friends here. And I
hmm
feel afraid about because I felt this in a school.
hmm
Every time that I could take a minute before the question, I was like, I can say that and that. Okay, let's move on. I
hmm
was prepared myself.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
I,
it's a
I, got, I
point.
got your point. You need to pay attention in the answer,
hmm
but at the same time, you need to think about another question and about the grammar and about
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we need to think in a lot of things at the same time, right? To
Yeah.
like uh, I don't know, you asked it for me, and I have this vision about my English right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I need to improve a lot, and mainly because about the vocabulary as well.
Mm,
You
okay.
know,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hard to
Yeah.
bring the new vocabularies, you know,
Yeah.
like using a fancy one, however, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of but, you know,
Yes. All the
it's
time we
so
use
easy.
good, bad, but
Yeah.
these silly words, this is basic
I'm
words. We need.
thinking, I am thinking, I think.
Yes, yes. And then I felt like a basic vocabulary all the time. And when I have a vocabulary sometimes to have a deep conversation. We use, although, even
Yeah.
though, oh my gosh, and I don't know why. We just decided to use the easy one. It's
Hmm.
like I need to answer really fast, and then I will say, but, bad.
Yes.
I am bad today. I am good today. Come on.
Yes.
We
I
can use,
upset, you know. I don't
yeah,
know. I even don't remember the other words. And,
yes.
and
Please go
because
ahead
of
there.
this, no, no, I just something that comes to my mind. For example, uh, oh my gosh, I lose myself now. I forget that I would say, Camila, sorry.
No, no problem, no problem.
We were talking about the vocab. Now we were talking about the vocabulary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Upset?
said that, yeah, and I said that it's really difficult to bring new vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I just
Don't,
lose
don't, don't,
myself.
don't, don't, don't.
I
Do
don't
not
know.
worry, do not worry.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you need to write the blog in English or in Portuguese?
in Portuguese. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Used
So,
to do
okay.
it in English, but mainly in Portuguese.
Okay, okay. Because
Yeah,
maybe when you need to write something, you must use different words, like in a
yeah,
essay, for example, and then you cannot use but all the time. So
yeah.
maybe this could be a good example.
Oh, now I remember what I was about to say. For
Please.
example, we are in a fluence program, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something that I've been observing in my speech when I need to record the video that I put so much. Really, I really like, I really forget, you
Okay.
know, because
Okay.
I record the video and then I need it after I need it to write down
Okay.
what I have. Uh,
The transcription, maybe.
yeah, the transcription. And then
Mm-hmm.
I realized I really, oh my gosh, I need to change it, you know, because it's so boring. It's so
Mm-hmm.
annoying to listening all the time. I really, it's a point that I need to change. But
Okay.
how can
But
I do it?
do you write this before by yourself and then you put really all the time and then you record using really all the time, or no? This
No,
like a.
no, because for example, since I start recording, I forget a lot of things that I
Mm-hmm.
planned to
Okay.
speak, right?
Okay.
And then I try to like a freestyle, you know,
Yeah.
let's go, let's just do it here. And then the words come to my mind and I start speaking. And then
Yes.
they really appear, you know, a lot of times.
Yes.
I really, and
Oh
it's
my
really
gosh.
boring.
I remember my last activity that I I think like this would be the way that I would like to speak when I was reading. I was
Mhm.
writing and I was speaking and recording myself. And then I realized this is the English. This is the English. This is the English that I want to have, but I cannot record it like this because I am
Yeah.
forgetting things. I cannot speak the words correctly. And I think like, oh my gosh, this is the English. Like, oh my gosh, there was first, furthermore. And I said, oh my gosh, Camille. But in the end, the result was not so good because we can share the results and we always, I don't know, make the same mistakes. In my case,
Yes.
was like I forgot an apple, for example, an apple,
Mhm.
an account, and then an energy company. I use it every day, every immersion. I
Mhm.
use this. I work at an energy company, and then when I need to record myself, I forgot how to use it. And
Yes.
I don't know how can we change it. I've been trying to consume different things in English.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a lot of YouTube channels about books, but in
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese. And I changed a little bit for English reviews about
Mm-hmm.
books. And they
Nice.
are like a teenager, or they have a different way to speak about books. They are speaking really fast and having sometimes they have a, I forgot the name of the coffee shop. Oh, I forgot the fancy coffee shop.
Ah, okay. The
Starbucks. They are at
Starbucks. Okay.
Starbucks, and I follow a girl. I will share with you later.
Mm-hmm.
She was walking on the street in New York, and then she asked for you, give me you tell me your favorite book, and then I will read. And the person need to answer, and
Wow.
she got the book from the library and
Mm-hmm.
from the bookstore, and then she was talking about the book and discussing with the people. And then I felt like, oh, this is a good way to practice, because
Yes.
I love to watch it, book reviews, and then I can see someone speaking a natural way, on
Mm-hmm.
street having an interview, and then I felt like this is the way that I want to speak. And
Yeah.
then we can see that she doesn't have difficulty to speak about grammar
Yeah.
because
And I don't understand it, right, Camila? Because it seems so easy, to
yeah.
speak. It seems so easy. And I just think about why am I
Hmm.
struggling to speak like that? You
Yeah.
know, I've been studying English for a long time.
Hmm.
And sometimes I believe that I'm not improving. I am not improving. Of course I
Hmm.
am, but no, not the way
Yes.
that I wanted. Maybe this is the problem.
Hmm.
Sometimes we want the another level,
Hmm.
and it's difficult to achieve this other level.
Okay. But I guess this is good because we are all the time seeking for something better, like we want to
Yeah,
achieve a different level. We are not like, oh, I am good at English, I don't need to study anymore. We
yeah,
are always going further. And I don't know if you have this in your mind, but have you ever felt like I'm not good enough to speak in English? Like I don't have the
yes.
enough knowledge. Something happens in my mind. I am dumb. Have you ever felt
Yeah,
like this?
yes, yes, and it's not so much it's not it was not so long.
Mm-hmm.
Tá vendo? Não consigo formular a pergunta.
Please,
It's
please
not
don't.
so long. Yeah, I think yeah. I was thinking about that because, as I
Mm-hmm.
said, I am made the same mistakes every day,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I cannot improve more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I I I stuck in here and I will not improve anymore because
Mm-hmm.
you don't feel that you are improving. Of course, I have already thought about give up,
Mm-hmm.
but my the best part that it's I love so much studying English because of this. I didn't give up, you know.
Yes, yes. And
But for
sometimes people, please go ahead there, please.
No, just to add, for example, some for people that don't have this wish that we have, are so
Mm-hmm.
dedicated, it's
Mm-hmm.
really easy to give up
Yeah.
when achieve this level that we are, I think,
Yes,
feeling that
yes.
we are not improving.
Yes. And people all the time said to me, like, you are so smart. You can speak in English. And I say, no, I'm not smart. I just study. And
No,
I
you are
study.
smart, Camila.
No, I always said, and I am studying because I am dumb. And people, oh, Camila, don't say
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
Because as you said, it's more than being smart or not. This is about the effort, because we don't want to lose. It's so hard
Yeah.
to achieve. I don't know how long have you been studying, but I have some breaks during this process, maybe four
Mhm.
years in a row, if I could count the time
Yes.
that I was practicing, maybe 4
Mhm.
years. because I was without speaking, without listening something for 2 years. I
Hmm.
was living a bubble for two
Yes.
years, and then when I come back, I could see the difference. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot stop anymore. I
Yes.
just want to be in touch with this, and I think we have the same feeling as I when I traveled. You can see and speak whatever you want in a different person. I remember that I was in a coffee shop and I could find the price of a coffee there. And I
Hmm.
was talking with the Brazilian girl that was my friend. I was talking, oh, where's the price? I cannot find the price. And someone asked it to me, oh, yes, we don't have the price here. And then I say, oh, yes, this would be a surprise in the
Hmm.
end of. And the lady asked me, um, what are you doing here? And I say, oh, I am studying. Oh, but studying what? And I say, oh, I'm studying English. But you don't need to study English. And I say, oh, you make my day. And she laughed and she was so funny.
Yes.
And then in the end, people can really see our English, but I
Yeah.
think sometimes we don't, like, oh no, I'm bad. No, no, please don't say that for me. Of course, it was a joke. She laughed a lot. But sometimes people always ask me, are you studying English there? And I say, oh yes, I was practicing, not studying. I was practicing
Hmm.
my English
Hmm.
because it was the reality. But in fact, we need to accept that we are good, we are improving, I guess. This year, I guess, was the year that I am really focused on improving. I can say obsession with this. I don't know if you have the same, but do you think could be a moment in your life that you could say like, I'm done here. This is the end of the line. No?
No, no. To
No,
be
really?
honest, yeah, Camila, to be honest, no. I don't want
Okay.
to stop studying. I don't
Okay.
want to stop uh having this practicing every day,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want
Mm-hmm.
that. It's something
Okay.
that I want to do, for a long time. I will not say
Yeah.
for the rest of my life because it's a long time, I hope. But I don't intend to stop studying English right now
Mm-hmm.
or the next years. I just want to improve.
Yeah.
This is a sure that I have. I want to
Mm-hmm.
improve, I need to improve.
Nice, nice. And do you need the proficiency test or not? This is not an
Yeah,
option for you.
I was thinking about that, because I
Yeah.
believe that since we are studying a lot, we want to achieve a good level. And then we
Mm-hmm.
started thinking about that. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not, because I believe that the proficiency is just a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
this kind of test, for example, we can do it with our level
Yeah.
because we just need to know how to do the test,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you forget about the things. You
Yeah.
needed to got the test. Oh, I will I will do like that, or
Mm-hmm.
since you learn how to do the test, you can have the certificate. But it's just about
Yeah.
a certificate. The proficiency, I don't know, the fluency is the way that you speak.
Yeah.
Like my dream, as I said, when I open my mouth and start talking without make a lot of mistakes and are, I don't know, thinking so much before talking.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I want to achieve, this
Okay.
level, but not about saying a lot of fancy words all the time.
Yeah.
I am not thinking about that, but I need this level, like, I don't know, flow more the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
flow more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so are you ready for the meetup? You don't feel afraid about it. Are you ready for the
No,
meetup?
no, I am not ready because
No,
it,
you
it
are.
will be
Why?
it will be really different because we are
No, no.
used to talk, you know, each other like through the computer.
Yeah.
But face to face, it will be completely different. You know about
Yeah.
that. You know that it's different, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, a little bit.
Yes. It's
Yes.
about emotions as well, because
Yes.
here you cannot
Yes.
feel the emotion, see
Yes.
but there it will be really different.
Yes. I agree. Maybe.
Let's
Day, I don't
see.
think we have more time, but was a pleasure. Maybe I can bring this topic later in the future,
Yes,
because
please.
we just discussed a little bit, and I guess we have the same obsession. I am passionate about English as
Yeah.
you. And of course, I'm not a good student as you, and I'm not so good at in grammar as you. But I think when we have someone, a partner, as I have you in my life, it's so good because we can share our painful moments, and then we can develop ourselves better, because of you, I decide to got the fluence group, or and then this is something that I can see in my improvement about my English. I can
Mhm.
use a little bit about my present perfect nowadays, and it was not in the past. And then I guess it's good to have a partner, because not it's not easy to find someone who can understand our obsession.
Yes.
So this is so
Have
good.
the same goal, right, Camila?
Yes, and this is really good. I am really grateful, because I know that you are always pushing myself further, and I am proud of us, not about me, but I'm proud of us.
Yes, I will say the same for you, Camila. You have been helped me a lot, because I don't know. It's nice, as you said, we have each other to, keep going and let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go to C1 level.
Yes, please. Thank you, my friend, for coming. I loved our conversation. I think it was a good moment to share our expectation or obsession about English. So
Yes, I love it as well.